Glitch released a trailer, so we can assume that Series 2 is coming soon, and the release date May 3rd. And what we were shown surprised everyone. And here are all the details, a detail you might have missed in the trailer starting from the very beginning of the trailer. We next see Gangle, Pomni, and Ragatha, who got to Candy Canyon with the rest of the circus characters, and Caine giving them another important task that even Zooble was forced to leave. But it is incredible that Gangle is now in a happy mask, which means we will finally see her in a happy state. Of course, before such adventures, even Caine couldn't help but smile. It's because of the adventures, right? We'll also see another carriage shot showing a marmalade elephant. And it looks so delicious, we also see Ragatha and Gangle. But there is one character missing from the cart, which is Zooble. And she didn't seem to appear anywhere in the trailer, except for the circus shots. Didn't she want to go on an adventure again? Like last time? But she needs an adventure to relax. Is she really that comfortable in the circus? Later in the series, we will see the beginning of the Candy Kingdom get out of the cart, meet us hundreds of colorful mannequins NPS residents, and then confetti falls down welcoming them in Kingdom. Next, we see a shot of what appears to be a long scene in the episode, showing a truck with bandits. What Jax can't stand and offers to give them heat with a compact, self-tapping shotgun, and then we are shown Gamagoo and his friends, and it seems he will be the main enemy of the circus who will hunt the entire episode. If we look at the truck behind her and compare, we get the same footage that we see in the later scenes that chased our circus characters. And also we can see how other marmalade alligators have eggs and daggers in their hands, so you might think they are bounty hunters or just opening eggs. We then see Pomni fall off the bed. It's probably closer to the beginning of the episode, and she falls for one of the cubes in the room and starts to get stuck as if in a game, which threw her off, and she started flying around the room. But even looking at the room, we see that it has an extra one. The hat is on her desk, and so are the shoes, which means that her hat and the shoes must not be part of her body. That was a shock to me. Which means she actually has to change clothes, even if she's inside a digital circus. We see a frame we got from one of the teasers from Ragatha and Jax and Kinger, but we didn't know what they were up to, and now we actually know what happened. We now see that this is the truck they were driving, and through Ragatha's angry expression and Jax's smug expression, we now know that it was Jax who caused the truck accident, and now Ragatha is mad at Jax because they are now in trouble. And the next picture is actually very interesting. We see two trucks. On the right are the circus performers looking at the last shot, and on the left is the Gummy Goo truck we saw behind him earlier. And for some reason, Pomni is sitting on a Gummy Goo truck that probably got into the Tweeds by accident. But then, whoever is driving the circus member's truck crashes into Gummy Goo's truck, presumably trying to stop him from chasing. But then, we see a shot that could be at the very end, because we're shown all our characters at some kind of ceremony, and the Sugar Princess gives Ragatha a pink key, which, as we know, can be the key to the city or the key to the kingdom. And such rewards are given for great rumors, and maybe it's because the members of the circus stopped Gummy Goo and his accomplices, and therefore they are given this key, because surely Gummy Goo was not giving peace to the kingdom. We then see Jax and Gangle on a truck, seemingly in the middle of a sweet ocean. And the Gangler has a sad mask again. Some kind of situation must have happened. And then something jumps out of the water. It looks like a silhouette in Pomni. Maybe it disappeared somewhere or someone stole it. Because of this, the Gangle looks so carefully into the crocodile's binoculars, as if looking for something. Then we see the chocolate fudge monster. But the weird thing about this shot is that he's in a different form, meaning that the form we saw him in the first trailer was the alligator form he turned into, and actually, it's eyes that mesmerize, and he can turn the chocolate slime around him into any shape. This can be seen when he wanted to eat a truck. After that, we see the face of Pomni, who is very frightened by the realization or what she saw. Next, we see another shot. I get the impression that this could be the beginning of an adventure, because here all our characters are clearly visible, and it's like they are seeing the sweet princess for the first time and getting to know her. But on the other hand, you can think that this is the end of the episode. Maybe she says something before handing out the reward. And the next picture is one of the previous leaks that we have seen. And this is the moment when Caine will throw them into the hunt. And if you look at Pomni, she looks a little agitated. Maybe because of the fact that Caine explained what they will need to do, or because he is sending them somewhere to an unknown world. And the next shot is kind of interesting. It's from the truck chase part, where one of Gummy Goo's friends is lassoing the back of the truck, and for some reason he's doing a bunch of weird poses. But then we see that Gummy Goo's truck flips out with Pomni in it, and that's probably when she got lost from her group. However, we see the same gator from the last shot on the back of the truck. Maybe he really was lassoing Gummy Goo's truck. Also, looking at Pomni's hand, it seemed that it had re-entered the texture, like the cube from her room. But the next frame is interesting for two reasons. First, this is the first time we've seen Jax sad. Also, we get to see one of Gummy Goo's companions tied up with candy licorice, which could mean that they actually won the battle between the circus members and the alligators. And the next shot is very hard to see, but we see Gummy Goo peeking out of his truck and looking at the circus man's truck. And when he looks to the left, he sees two hands, Pomni's hands, hanging from the top. But in the next frame, we see that there are teeth of the chocolate monster. And because he wants to swallow the truck with the heroes, it proves that he is really evil, and he can swallow the truck with one bite. But if you look closely at the truck, there is one character missing, Pomni. She is not there, and that makes me wonder even more where Pomni went. But the next shot is the craziest shot ever. Pomni appears to be dying. We could see her falling into the basement with an abstracted arm, and that's why the shot with Pomni looks scared. But she still has a normal arm in it. And she's sent down to the basement because we see the same round beam of light we saw when Caine was sent down by Kaufmo, which just goes to show that she might actually be dead or be saved somehow. But it's strange, because who comes back from the basement? I don't know, but I'm really excited for episode 2 right now. But then we see the eye of a character no one knows yet. And if you look closely, I think it could be one of the crocodiles, or the same Gummy Goo. Then we finally see a shot of Zooble, but she's at the circus, and Caine is saying something to her, with Bubble watching from the background. And this is probably a voiceover conversation while our characters are in Candy Canyon. We then see one of the last shots in the Candy Canyon Kingdom, as we see everyone waving at the circus members, probably welcoming them in, most likely the first shots of the second episode. Then we see another shot where Ragatha bows to the princess for giving her the key. Maybe it's a mixed footage. Then we see Bubble sticking out her tongue and maple syrup flying over it, which shines like a prize, but it can be like a task for the heroes to fill it. And then we see the show's release date 2 weeks from today, May 3rd. Only 2 weeks until the release of the second episode. But all this time while we waited was worth it. But thanks for watching. Write how much you were waiting for the second episode, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Before meeting.